All right, welcome back. As mentioned in the previous units lecture, I should have mentioned this in the first video. Again, there won't be any codes here for this one or the next one. At this point, I'm trusting you with this. In fact, in the instructions, it says by submitting this, you attest to having watched all of the videos. That means you swear that you have watched all of those videos. And if you have not and submitted, that is considered academic dishonesty. That's a punishable offense. You could fail the class, kicked out of school. It's just bad news. So just do what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to bother you with the code. I get it. Sometimes they're annoying, but they're definitely necessary for a while to make sure you're doing these things. So just do what you're supposed to do. All right, watch these videos. So let's just take a look at the paleogeography of the world and North America and Southwest. So we start off the Cenozoic, kind of like looking like this. Pangea obviously continues to break up. We're starting to see more of the modern day continents, and then as we end the Cenozoic in the Quaternary period during the Holocene epoch, we get what we get. We get Earth, what we see now. Again, throughout the Cenozoic era. So let's watch. I'll kind of flip through these kind of fast. So just kind of watch the dance as these things begin to spread apart. Glaciation occurs a few different times until we get to what we have presently. Okay, so plate tectonics still occurring, mountains are growing, continents are moving, glaciation is occurring. Excuse me. Maybe a little bit more of a global view, so we can also see North and South Pole. All right, now we get into North America as we start the Cenozoic. The remnants of that interior continental seaway are still there before it's beginning to disappear. Keep note, especially in this area, kind of on the southwest, what's going on. You'll see it kind of expand. And that's important in the basin and range formation. And we'll come back to these slides, but just keep an eye on the southwest, right, as we continue to see how the southwest is kind of beginning to expand all the way to present day. Let me go back. There we go. That's the extent of the furthest south glaciation, again, during that Pleistocene epoch, and until we get to modern day. Down in the southwest, remember here's Arizona, kind of in this area. Keep an eye on Arizona, kind of drying out until we get to what we get today. Okay, so what I've done in these subsequent sections is kind of taking pieces of these to focus on particular areas, not necessarily the whole thing. So similar-ish to the Mesozoic, I'm not going to go through this in a timeline sequence, but more so, and not even on a regional sequence. This is going to be more specific to certain landforms. So we're only dealing with 66 million years. Seems like a lot. It is to us. But geologically speaking, it's really small, so I'm going to focus on specific landforms, specific mountain ranges, specific little areas, not whole broad coasts or sides of the country or things like that. So we're going to get even more specific. And the first thing we'll talk about, take a little bit of a global view, we'll talk about the Himalayas. Take you to the top of the world, Mount Everest. I'll see you back here in just a second.